Master 1 is the highest rank on Master Duel's competitive ladder, and achieving that rank ain't easy. Unless you play the best decks. And the best deck right now is Mitsurugi, right? I mean, Mitsurugi cards are certainly seeing play in a lot of the most competitive decks, but only as a supplementary engine that plays second fiddle to other archetypes. I'd argue that Orcust and Ryzeal are the real best decks, and they just throw in some rituals to boost the power of their endboards. And that got me wondering, could Mitsurugi make it on its own? I'm a Hardleg Joe, if any ya didn't know, and that's exactly what I aim to find out. You see, each month my patrons assign me a different deck, and I do my best to push it up the Master Duel ladder. This month they've chosen Mitsurugi, a powerful ritual archetype themed around Japanese swordsmen and mythology. And while I could play it with some other archetypes, I've decided to try to go as pure as possible this month, to test the limits of what this archetype really are. Can these swords and serpents slay in a meta where everyone's playing Mitsurugi? Or do these snakes need synergy to succeed? You'll have to watch to find out, so grab a snack and lean back, as it's ladder climb time. And welcome back to Ladder Climb. As the intro said, we are playing Mitsurugi, which at the time of recording might be the best deck in Master Duel. I'm actually not sure, which puts me in an awkward position, because you, dear viewer, watching from the future of when I'm recording this, you know if Mitsurugi is a tier 0 deck that we had to name a format after. At the time of recording, though, we just got a ban list like a couple days ago that doesn't even go into effect until next week that severely hits Ryzeal and Maliss, which are the two biggest decks in the format. It also hits Appaloosa and Called By and Droll and Lockbird. So a whole bunch of staples are being rearranged. We're also getting another pack that has like Lunalight stuff in it. So everything's up in the air. Maybe I'm going into this like playing the best deck in the format and this will be like the tier limit to the Snake Eyes episode. Or maybe by the time this comes out, Mitsurugi is rogue. Who knows? Impossible to say. Which is why, for now, we're just going to keep it safe, and we're playing a pure Mitsurugi variant. This is something we normally do anyway, regardless of what we play. I feel it's easier to teach you how the deck works when I don't have a bunch of other engines in there. And also, the pure versions are usually the weaker versions. We tend to start out weaker and then add in strong engines as we go. In the case of Mitsurugi, though, with Ryzeal being hit, this might be the best way to play the deck. I don't really know. There's not a whole lot of engines that I'm aware of that give this a ton of support. Usually it's the other way around. If you have a Ryzeal deck and Mitsurugi makes it more powerful. I will say right off the bat, we're not going to be playing Ryzeal this month. You know, Ryzeal Mitsurugi is already well known. It's well established. Everyone's seen it. You know that it can get into Master 1. I'm curious to see what this deck can do, relying on mostly itself, and maybe something like Ogdoadic, or Reptilian, or Fiendsmith. Who knows? We'll see what we can do. For now, this is the list, and even though it's pretty good, it is far from optimized. In particular, I'm playing 3 Magatama, which is something that most people don't play. I'm pretty sure we'll have to remove some of these as we go, but right now, I think it's a really fun tech card. And I mean, I bought an actual Magatama just for this episode, so I figure, what the hell, let's try it at 3, because I think it has some uses that people aren't expecting. Now, before we jump on the ladder and see how this works, I do want to give you a little run through, a little Mitsurugi 101, where I'm going to hop into solo mode and show you like a 1-card combo. If you already know how the deck works and you just want to get to the duel action, you can use the time codes below to skip ahead. But before you do, though, you know, if you appreciate what I do here, you like these big, long, monthly videos, these dives into different decks, sometimes meta, sometimes rogue, consider dropping a sub, or maybe joining the Patreon, patreon.com/hardleggaming. You know, I don't take any sponsors. I'm sponsored by you, by the fans, all the people who support me. So if you really appreciate that and you like that there's minimal ads on this channel, join the Patreon. Just $1 really helps, although obviously if you get more, that's better. And without further ado, let's jump into solo mode. Alright, so, Mitsurugi 101. Like most modern decks, Mitsurugi has a one-card combo. In fact, it has a whole bunch of them, but I'm just going to show you one because it runs through the basic idea of the deck. The one-card combo actually doesn't end you on a whole lot, but the thing about Mitsurugi is that almost every card is not only a one-card starter, but also an extender. So if you open with any 2 cards, your ceiling raises considerably. And if you open 3, it goes even higher. The more engine you open with, the more you can do. It's kind of nutty that way. But for now, we're just going to ignore these cards in our hand. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to set everything so it stops asking me. We'll just get all these face down and pretend that all I have is Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi, or Habakiri for short. This thing, you can reveal it in your hand, special summon a Mitsurugi from the deck, and then tribute 1 monster. And we're going to pick Saji, the red one. So we'll summon it, and we'll immediately tribute it. This is fine, because every one of the main deck Mitsurugis says, when this card is normal or special summoned, or tributed, do a thing. In this case, search a Mitsurugi spell trap. So it was tributed, we get a spell trap, and we're going to get their ritual. Now, their ritual is interesting because it's twice per turn. It has 2 modes, essentially. The first is ritual summon a ritual from your hand using cards from the deck. And the other one is ritual summon a monster from the deck using cards on your hand or field. Obviously, we just have the one in hand, so we're going to go ahead and ritual summon that. And what we're going to do in this case is send Kusanagi, the purple one, and Aramasa, the gray one. Both of those, and we're going to summon this. There are other targets if you already have stuff, but again, we're doing the 1-card combo. So, when this is tributed, and it counts as being tributed from the deck, you get to search a Mitsurugi monster. So we're going to activate this, and then this, when it's tributed, lets you get any Mitsurugi card in the graveyard, add it back to your hand. And we're going to go for the ritual, because we can use the ritual twice. So we get that, and in this case, we're going to get our other ritual, one of the other rituals, which is Futsu. We'll get that for later. So the thing about the rituals, they all have effects on the field. In this case, all your opponent's monsters lose 800. The important thing about them is that if this card is tributed, you can search a Mitsurugi and then summon it back from the graveyard, assuming it was properly summoned first. You can get the search even if it's not. So if you have Mitsurugis in your hand, you can tribute them to get stuff, but they won't come back. But what you really want to do with this deck is get them on the field, like summon them, and then tribute them, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use the second effect. We're going to ritual summon something from the deck, in this case, Ame no Murakamo no Mitsurugi, and we're going to tribute the Habakiri on the field. So that goes to the graveyard. Giant snakes. Pretty cool. And then that triggers this effect. Let's search. We're going to grab Mitsurugi Mirror, which is our other ritual spell, and we're going to special summon this back. Mitsurugi Mirror is basically just like a regular ritual spell. It doesn't have a whole lot of thrills. It can summon out of the graveyard. You mostly want it just because it's a way to get a 3rd ritual summon. And also, it mentions all 3 of the Mitsurugi rituals on it, which is why we can play pre-prep. Pre-prep will search any one of these 3 plus this, and since this is a 1-card starter, there you go. And obviously, if we had done that, then we could search something else with our any card search. You know, we wouldn't have to get this, we'd already have it. So we'll go ahead and use this, and we're going to get our last one by tributing off the Murakamo. And then this triggers. We get any search, and it comes back. And in this case, we're going to get the trap. The trap is just a negate. I'd say it's like a counter trap, except it's literally not a counter trap, but it works essentially the same way. It's when your opponent activates a card, tribute a level 5 or higher reptile, negate, and destroy. And if you didn't know, all of the Mitsurugis are reptiles, so you tribute any of these, and of course, if it's during your opponent's turn, tributing them will cause you to search, and then they'll come back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get these 2, and we're going to send them to the graveyard to make IP Masquerade. And that's because Futsu, the one we're leaving on here, says, if your opponent special summons, you could target a reptile in your graveyard, special summon it. This is not once per turn, which means even though this looks like a pretty small board, at least in terms of monsters, I mean, all this back row, it's not fake, but it's pretty small. But even if we just ended on these two, every time our opponent summons, we get something back. Habakiri, like I said, lowers our opponent's attack by 800. Oh, they're summoning now, which is fine. We could do this now. Hello there. You should know, when this is summoned, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. It's just Raigeki on legs. It's just a big old Raigeki on legs, which is just even more disruption. You know, you can tribute it to negate something, and then when it comes back, it'll blow everything up. And then if that weren't enough, it has another effect where anytime they activate a card, you can activate this effect, which says either negate the effect or your opponent can discard a card. So it's not the strongest negate because it isn't necessarily a negate. They can make it not negate if they want to discard something, but it either gives you advantage one way or another, which is pretty nice. They are doing Firestorm. I don't know what this is. Destroy a fire monster, add a fire monster, summon a fire monster. Sure, we'll allow that. That'll trigger the Futsu. So we don't want them to do that, so I will go ahead and negate and destroy that. And we'll do so by tributing the Futsu. And you're like, Joe, but that's the card that you want on the field that summons all the things. Like, yeah, but it's tributed, which means that it's just gonna come back. There's so many ways you can dodge stuff. Also, Mir says when you tribute a Mitsurugi, it goes back into the deck, so you can keep searching it. It's never dead. You only ever need to play one. And, oh, we get to search follow-up for next turn. Let's get the archetypal kaiju. Why not? And then summon this. And obviously, if they summon something else, we can get these. And because they get effects when they're summoned, then we can do other stuff there, too. Destroy all monsters. I don't want them to do that. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to try to bring back this. Actually, I don't think we could stop that. But we can do this. So we're going to use Masquerena. And we're going to make Underworld Goddess using you. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello there. Nice to meet you. So this is like way over game. In fact, I probably shouldn't have played out the whole duel because you're going to be seeing a lot of this. But I think an important part of showing you how the combo works is showing you what it does when the opponent starts activating things. You know, there's a difference between saying what Futsu does and being able to see it in person. First duel, I'm not feeling like a fool. And you want to go first with this deck. I'm not sure if I mentioned that during the solo mode thing. I mean, probably obvious. Most decks want to go first. Although this is not a deck that is destroyed entirely by going second. It actually has quite a few go second plays. This is a strange hand. We're not dead because we have the ritual and we have a ritual monster in our hand. So we can summon this from our hand by sending 2 cards from the deck. You and you. Behold, my many snakes. And then we're going to chain link 1. And we're going to chain link 2. Let's go ahead and get the prayers. And then this is going to get us Habakiri. Yeah, we're going to activate the Habakiri. We're going to summon this guy. And then, yeah, we just tribute off this. And they surrendered. And I imagine that's what a lot of our duels are going to be like, because again, the 1-card combo I showed you, it's like, yeah, that's what you do when you don't have a whole lot of starters, but from this position, it's like, well, prayers contribute the Murakumo to search, and then that activates. I still haven't normal summoned. I could get the ritual back, so I can ritual this, and I already have the mirror, which means I can search the quick play, and I already have the counter trap. So I was going to end with like a Link 4 and a whole bunch of stuff in the back row. This deck is very strong. Even if it's not the best deck, it's certainly meta viable. So, you know, normally I show off like the first 5 duels regardless of how they are, but I have a feeling a lot of them are going to be like that. We'll come back when we get something actually interesting. Some back and forth, perhaps. Ah, someone's having a good day. And they've got the cool rabbit. Unfortunately, I am going first. I mean, there's a chance we brick. We do have a brick thing up there. Like, in this case, I'm pretty sure if they ash this, we're just kind of doomed. Yeah, what we want to do is we want to try this first. Okay, so now that they've shown they have no droll, or no ash, we'll go ahead and grab this, and we'll grab a Habakiri. And then before we even use the Habakiri, let's just go ahead and ritual. Oh, they could Dominus Impulse this, which they will. That locks us from sending 2 from the deck, which does actually hurt a little bit. Not as much as they would like, but it does hurt. Okay, so let's activate this. Let's get this fucker out of the deck. Bada bingo, bada bango. Activate the effect. We grab it back. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to activate this. We're going to get the Futsu out of the deck, unless they have a second Dominus Impulse. No. Okay, so we're going to get the Futsu. And we're going to tribute the Murakamo. There you go. And then we get the search, even though it don't come back. They've got something. Yeah, it's a Bestial. Okay, so they're going to get that out of the graveyard. They know we have the mirror, and the mirror can summon that out of the grave to search itself. We get the prayers. And they summon something, which means we get this guy back. We revive the purple guy. It's just like FNAF in its prime. He always comes back, chat. He always comes back. And then what's neat about this is we can either get King of the Feral Imps to search any Mitsurugi because they're all reptiles, or we can get Gallant Granite and search Nibiru. I think for the time being, though, let's go ahead and just do this. We're going to mirror. We're going to summon the Habakiri using the Futsu. And then that will trigger the Foot. They do! All the Bestials in the world. Okay, I really want to stop that. So we're going to go ahead and use this. Unfortunately, that means we cannot use the Nibiru. Because if you don't know, Dominus Impulse, if you activate it from the hand, says you can't activate Light, Earth, or Wind for the rest of the duel. This. We're going to summon the Foot. Football. I'm going to play IP. You play one Murakumo. No, I have a second one. So we can use this. Tribute a monster. Yes. Yeah, I think we go for this. Just for later. Special summon. We're going to bring this back. Because in addition to everything else, these monsters are their protection. They can tribute themselves to stop a Mitsurugi from being destroyed. So shuffle that back. Habakiri returns. Yeah, I think we just get this for more disruption. And we'll set. And we'll set. I just don't want them to have any dragons. And also now if they make Nibiru or something and they were holding it, I didn't make it with an extra deck monster. Okay, it's fine. It's just another piece of disruption. With Magatama, you could ritual summon. Oh yeah, this does ritual summon as well. I forgot. The skill ceiling on Mitsurugi is incredibly high. Yeah, I'll summon again. They're just banishing all my things. Okay, so this is during the main phase. We have to do this now. So let's go ahead and use this. And then purple lets us get our banished cards back. Yeah, we get this back for now. So they can run over something. They can get rid of the IP or the SP. They care more about the SP. Oh, they can get both. Yeah, I think we do this. Let's Let's hope they don't have yet another one. It doesn't look like they do. Yeah, we're gonna get this. But it came back. Bestial Turbo. Bestial Turbo is apparently good in this because these are all dark monsters that do stuff in the graveyard. That's a good one. Let's go ahead and pre-prep. This was Maliss the whole time? Tribal Chief Haven.
Joining the dark side. Meta.
I've been on the meta before, but thank you for the $5. We'll get this. We'll just get another Habakiri. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do this. But it came... Oh, I never summoned it before. I see. Yeah, we'll do Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. So we blow that up. I think we grab this. Just so we have a normal summon. Special Defeat. Yeah, and we'll be like, negate or send. So they sent the Droll, I see. Oh, I could've just called by that. It's fine. We've got all the things. It's a discount thing warehouse. We go 800. We go 1200. We go 2000. Then we activate the trap. Banish to summon something out of the graveyard. Let's go for the one that has the biggest chungus. So we get this, tribute that, and there we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm still learning some of the ins and the outs. There was maybe a way I could have gone for game, but I think that was a good example of like just how powerful this deck is. Especially when it comes to like going second and going in for game. The fact that you could attack and then tribute and then its effect brings it back and you attack again is just a little silly. Alright, we are already on the verge of ranking up. We have played 3 duels and we have won 3 duels. I don't want to jinx us, you know, we might be in for a little trouble. Only time will tell though. Ha! Alright, okay. So, this does more. Really, it's just like, if we get drolled, that's like the one thing we can't really play through. Well, it's that easy, chat. Who even needs to play? They didn't even, like, see our deck. I don't know. It's funny, because you look at their name, and that's how I'm feeling. That's the expression I got when I joined in. Well, we get up into Diamond 4. That was fast. What the hell were they on? Yeah. Fiendsmith Mitsurugi with the 3 droll. I don't know. I do like this with the with the mirror force like little thing. So it looks like the guy's just like, oh. Either way, we go on to the next one. Okay, this is the second time we've lost the coin toss. And the second time that they've made us go first. We have yet to win a coin toss where someone... the brick counter goes up by 1. Such things happen from time to time. We're playing the 1 of Nibiru. We've got the Maxi. We got Called by Dominus. We're not playing a ton of hand traps. We're actually playing quite a few Mitsurugi cards, but if you don't get the right number of them, you're in for a little trouble. I guess I should have kept it in my hand. What can I say? Tenpai Part 2, Sky Strikers. I mean, half the Sky Striker decks are Tenpai decks. It would not surprise me if this was not Tenpai. But it came back. Yep, and then if they normal summon the White Dragon, it's just over. Might as well be. Well, no, I could still draw into another Dominus Impulse. Okay, so we get our first loss against, we bricked against Tenpai, what can I say? And they happen to have the one thing that, like, you know, we had the 2 back row. I'm curious if they play that at more than 1. Yeah, they open with the 1 jamming maneuvers, you know? If they had opened with Ultimate Slayer, or Triple Tack, or Book of Eclipse, or Widow Anchor, or Droplet, like, or even just Afterburners, most of these would have been useless. Lose now, lose a rank, I just got here. I'm actually going second for the first time. Yeah, I didn't show it because I wasn't talking as much, but I got beat down by Gem Knights as well. So, Gem Knights and Tenpai. Nightmare Phoenix. Oh, I guess someone said maybe they're on Orcust stuff, and it looks like, yeah, they are. Which is unfortunate, because the Orcust stuff it makes them better at going first and worse at going second, because it lets them put more negates on at the expense of a lot of the cards that, like, are better at breaking boards. But, I mean, they went first, so it's paying off for them this time. Alright. They've got quite a lot for us to play through, and I don't think we can. I mean, that might help. Oh boy, my favorite. And Maxi. Yeah, I think that's the least useful. Unfortunately, that gives away exactly what we're on. Do this. They use the crescendo on that because they know how powerful it is. Okay, I don't think they have a negate and destroy then for this. Habakiri. Oh yeah, they do. I forgot, for some reason I thought this was like activate on the field. Okay, nothing really mattered. Activated the ritual first. I guess. There we go. Back down into Diamond 5. Well. Let's add another one to the brick counter then. To be fair, this is kind of my own fault, playing 3 of the Makatama. Horus. Yeah, I don't want you using that. Fortunately, they will get the Futsu here. Ah, they don't know, chat. Discard 1 card to prevent the negation? Yeah. I'll discard the Nibiru. Which means you just get tributed and don't get a token. Ain't that neat? Alright, do we get a starter that really helps this, or do we do all that for nothing? Yeah, if they don't have Ash. Yeah, I think we do. There is no monster to summon. Ritual. Hello. Get you! Ritual summon. And you! Yeah, let's do this. You will not be negating any of my effects. Or maybe they will. But now there are so many effects on the chain. Now we just have to worry about Plasma Hold. Yeah, okay. I do play the 1 level 8. I get my ritual spell back. We try this. Their Futsu comes back. To get their prayers back. But it came back. Okay, we get the Futsu then. Special summon Habakiri back. We special summon Wosu by tributing their detonator and our Futsu, which triggers this to get me a search. Yep, and now they're bringing that back, so I can't make a rank 8, and they're negating me for some reason. Just for fun. Okay, we need to add another level 8 from our deck, because we haven't used the summon from the deck yet. So they blow up everything. Then we mirror. We get our own Murakumo. Would I like to discard? I mean, yeah, I've got this useless Magatama in my hand. So we get our own Murakumo by attributing the Habakiri. Hello, I'm big, and I'm blowing up the whole field. Futsu reviving back. I don't think it's going to be able to activate. I will wait. And then the last one is Mirror. So we bring back our own Futsu by attributing off this. Oh, we already used the mirror, the one guy effect. Okay, whoops. We could have done more damage. Yeah, we should have swung first. Take 800, special summon a Mitsurugi. Oh, okay. I mean, sure. That seemed like a silly thing to do with Futsu on the field. Continue? Yeah. Kaboom. Okay. We're not completely out of the woods. They still have a big advantage, but we managed to fight through. And then you do that. And we say no. Oh. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I forgot how things work. Oh yeah, but we could just do it back to them. Unless they have called by. But I think if they had called by, they would have used it last turn, right? What do we add? Just a prayers. Prayers in a dream. I mean, I gotta do this. Getting rid of the last one just to take my dude. Alright, what's the last card? Is it like a prayers of your own? Oh no, you can just attack for 1,000,000. They bring theirs back and they tribute off mine. The Murakumo Wars have begun! Do they get a 1-card starter? No. Alright, well I just prayers and then they can try to negate it, but we can negate that. Yeah, I just summoned the Murakumo. Yeah, and then we blow them up, and then we attack for exactly 3,200. Lancey. Oh, I guess if they have plug-in or whatever, I forgot. Oh, I'm dumb. Use purification. I keep forgetting. Okay, use this now. Tribute off this. Use the effect. Search this. They can draw with a field spell? Probably. Ritual back. Oh, I should have got prayers back. Yeah, you're right. I'm not used to this grindy ass deck. Yeah. Alright, we got it! They are surrendering to Dr. Manhattan. Oh. Whew! You know, I think it was at the beginning of this, we were saying, like, you know, there are people who were like, oh yeah, you're playing meta, it'll be easy. Meta is not easy to play, especially when you play against other meta decks. That was a back and forth. That was a real barn burner. I think we both made a couple mistakes there, but I managed to bring it back around town. Maximum C. Yeah, we'll just prayers now. We'll tribute off this. Then we use this. Habakiri. We normal summon. Yeah. We use this to get the ritual back. And then we ritual... Yeah, I think we use the one from our hand. We keep one on the field as protection. So they've only got one draw. And then we end. So we've still got a negate. We've still got summon everything back. We've still got make them discard. It's not great. But it's a lesser board. Yeah, we do this now. We let them summon a little bit. I think the thing we've learned is we wait for the board wipe and then we use the purification on that. So they get that. That triggers our foot. Let's get this back. So we summon this. They get to add a monster. A Bakari. I get a thing. Because we're just going to discard it anyway. They already had one. Oh, and now they can chain block. Yeah, we do this. And the Futsu revives. Yeah. They get that negated. Everything gets destroyed. But then Futsu gets to come back. Unless they got a call by. They have an Ash. Yep, and now I'm just dead. I'll say ba 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 boom. Boom ba 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 boom. Abu 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 ba ba boo da da doo. Two Magatamas, what do you say? La 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 la. Alright. Go this guy. Surprised people are playing Fire Attacker. It's not something I would have expected. Pardon me. Let's do this before they draw the Ash. Tribute a monster? No. Now, did they draw into Max C? Yeah, we do that. Yeah, I think we do this now. We go and lose it anyway. I think we get this one. Also, I'm realizing I should have saved the Magatama. Yeah, because they can target this and stop its effect from blowing up the field. So I should have waited for that and then activated the Magatama. Because I've already used that and prayers. I have nothing to tribute it at quick effect speed. There's so much nuance to this deck. Yeah, we're going to do this. Blarg. Chain link 1. Grab back the ritual. Chain link 2. And let's not blow up the field yet. Now we do this in attack mode. I'm not afraid to die. And then they use the thing that gets it out of the grave. Oh, that's even worse. Oh wait, I have a cold buy in my deck. Not today, friendo. I will prevail, no matter what you think or even think I've got a tail or something. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's try this. Please try to pay attention. I think we just get the trap. $24 over this. 500. Tiny snake, eat his Lunchables. Okay. Wee-oo, wee-oo. They cannot activate the effects, but I can just summon it, right? And then I have a 3200 attacker. Dynamondo! Shuffle, shuffle. I'm already in the main phase. Banish the Link 3. Yeah, actually, that's probably a better way. There we go. I would not have been able to kill them. They didn't have enough stuff in attack mode. Of low enough. You know what? Actually, let's do this first. I don't want to have to worry about them having 2 things of Link material. Yeah, you know what? I think we stopped that. We use the Magatama. Pop. And then we chain block. Thank you, mirror. And then we could put Futsu in defense mode, where it belongs. 30 seconds remain. Okay, good. We can beat Rescue Ace. Just barely. Alright. This ain't too bad. This is a little more bad. Alright, let's try the pre-prep. Searchy, searchy, searchy do. Give me searchy. How about you? I don't want to use the Habakiri because it gets them a +1. Fortunately, I can just summon this from my hand. Do this. Get this guy. Now, if you want to hand trap me, it'll cost you 1 card. Alright, so we get that back. We get Purification. We mirror and we summon the Futsu by tributing off the Murakumo. It's like that Beach Boys song. You know? Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you down to Murakumo. Oh no. I mean, it has been properly summoned, and we do have this, so they're down 2 cards. We're fine. Huh. Yeah, we just summon this back. Called by. You better have 2 of them, fucko. Ooh, you gonna hit me with a bat? Better do it hard. Better make it hurt. I think we just wait. Grab the continuous spell. As much as I would love to use the continuous spell, we just haven't been in like a situation where it's been really useful yet. Like, it's not good against the other Mitsurugi decks because it makes them tribute. And it's not good against this because it's a continuous spell. We'll get this. They get the search. Yeah, I think we just take another Magatama. They're like, oh, they searched the Magatama, so this can't possibly be the Magatama. Okay, so they've discarded a card. They get to get from the deck. They get to set 1. We get another thing out of the graveyard. Yeah, I think we just do this here. We get this back. They get to set 1 card. A field spell. And then we get to chain block this. So then we get to add... Sure, why not? We'll get the continuous spell. And now we pop. Clear the field off. And they surrender. See, it's all about when to use your negate. Or not your negate, your board wipe. Gotta be very careful. And welcome back, snakes and serpents, to stream number 2. A whole day has passed since you've seen me last, but not much has changed. We're still under the old ban list where we've got like full power Ryzeal and Appaloozas here. We're still in Diamond 5. And while we are changing up the deck, it's not changing a lot. In fact, I'm just going to call it Pure Mitsu 1.5 because I don't feel the distinction is too different. Unfortunately, we really couldn't make it that far off of the, like, pure Mitsu, where we were just playing, like, 3 of the Magatama and the continuous spell, which we didn't even get to see once. It just never came up. Every battle was a fight for our life. But we're still playing pure Mitsu. We've just removed those for Super Poly, which I feel like is probably the best tech card you could be playing in the current format. It deals with just about every deck, whether it's Maliss, Mitsurugi, Ryzeal. I guess Ryzeal's a little weaker to it, but if Ryzeal has Mitsurugi, that makes it a lot more vulnerable. Basically, if they end on anything other than Detonator, then this becomes a lot more powerful. And like Mitsurugi itself, this is one of those cards that's really good at breaking boards if you go second, but if you go first, it's not dead because you could set it and then use it as disruption on the opponent's turn. And we've got some of the standard targets, you know, Muddragon of the Swamp is here, Garua is here. And then we've specifically got Starving Venom Fusion Dragon and Tripathyvern, which are 2 and 3 dark monsters respectively, just because all the Mitsurugis are dark, all the Maliss are dark. It's premium dark monster warehouse here, and being able to turn 3 of them into something like this that can then negate summons, pretty good. There are a few other targets that we might consider running, things specifically for Link monsters, but I want to try this out first, keep most of our toolbox of an extra deck here. Even if we haven't summoned a lot of these, I think it'll still be worth it. And yeah, other than that, we're just jumping on and see if we can have better luck than last time. Alright, one more win and we rank up. Again, we weren't able to do this yesterday, except for the one time when we did, but then we got knocked down immediately. And then we spent the rest of the stream, like, knocking on the door to Diamond 4 and unable to make it there. We're going second. We've opened with 2 close to Garnets. I mean, this isn't, like, dead, but you don't want to get your recovery card. This is practically dead. This is, like, a 1-card starter. We can't also, like, normal summon this and use the Magatama. Ah, we're against Dragonmaids. Okay. But this is something I have perhaps a chance of beating. Full Dragonmaid combo is what? 1 Omni, a bounce, and a pop? Yeah, usually, but they also have Senjin, which makes me think maybe this is part of a tier limit board. And they're going to end on a whole bunch of stuff and just throw the Dragonmaid fusion on top of that. You think they'll make Zombie Vampire and mill a whole bunch? Or is this going into, like, the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord? Nope, they're going for the mill. Which means they have to have an engine other than Dragonmaids. I'd imagine. You wouldn't know it from what they milled. They high-rolled and lost. Yeah, you don't want to see Ash, Golem, Dragonmaid. Or, I'm sorry, Ash, Imperm, called by. Ah, that's what they were trying to hit. A Fiendsmith. Any 2 cards is Fiendsmith. Any 2 cards at all. Any 2 cards is Fiendsmith. And that's why you make the call. I don't think we can beat this. Maybe if we get Super Poly. That ain't Super Poly, it's another brick. Let's just start with this. Saji and Mikoto, actually. Since we're under the Fua, we don't really want to summon from the deck if we can help it. We'd rather do this. We get Mirror, Murakumo. And then we can use Mirror to summon the Murakumo by tributing the Futsu. Just a big old horde of snakes. And then that triggers the Futsu. We get prayers. We resummon the Futsu. I think that's 1, 2. This would be 3. We're going to use this. Tribute a monster? Yes. We'll tribute the Murakumo. This guy in defense. And then we're going to chain block. Chain link 1 this. Chain link 2 mirror. So the Murakamo will search us the trap. Special summon this back. And that's how you get a board with several disruptions without giving your opponent a single card, chat. I could have made an SP or an IP and given them one more draw, and that would give us like another big interaction. But I think we're still fine with all of this, considering we got Ash and Maxi and this and Super Poly. You're at 5 summons there. Oh, I was already at 5? I thought I was at 4. Dragon Ruler. I finally do something cool, and it's a dang old... yeah, I guess we do this. They probably don't mind discarding a card, but maybe they do. And we'll do this as well. 97%. Is that the highest it's been, chat? Attribute, different types. Ah, Christia. I don't feel bad now. Floodgates. I'm not playing Floodgates. I could, but I choose not to. Yep. I guess we show that one, because it shows... Again, you know, if we get hit with Max C, we're doomed, because we have to special summon to do anything. But once again, Fuelos proving why it's the better card, the healthier card for the game. Because if you know your deck inside and out, and you know how to structure things, you can do stuff like that where you make a less powerful board without giving your opponent any summons, or with only giving them 1 or 2 summons. The aura of Super Poly is enough. Just knowing that it's in our deck, it fills us with determination. So, you know, I didn't earn myself a Sody Pop. I do think I earned myself a nice kettle chip. Necro Valley, then. Add 1 to the brick counter? Not yet, chat. Not yet. You know, we would have bricked if this was our opening hand, but it wasn't. Yeah, let's do this. Hello, Saji, my old friend. I've come to tribute you again. Then we can do this. Solemn Johnson. Well, I mean, that is a little bit of a tricky pickle, I tell you what. Alright, but I got the other one. It ain't summoning out of the graveyard anyway. I have it normal summoned. Yeah, normal summon. That's 4,400 and they only got 4,000. Ah, Draco Utopian Aura! Their aura was too strong, chat. Yeah, we just do this. We pop this. Pop that. Necro Valley gone, which means this can now activate freely. Go back, Mitsurugi Mirror. And they surrender. Stun never stood a chance! Alrighty, so we're not doing too terribly awful. I mean, the brick counter is still remaining low, and we have more wins than losses, but I've been starting to run into some unoptimized hands that have me really questioning the standard ratios. Most of the lists I looked at when building that were playing pure Mitsurugi were playing 3 of the ritual, and I don't really get that because it's not a 1-card starter. It's only really useful if you open with one of the ritual monsters. And granted, you do want to search Habakiri, like half of our deck is designed to do that, but other than that, I've been running into a lot of hands where I open like non-engine and then 1 of these, or I open 2 of these. So I'm going to try experimenting with putting it at 1. And then to make sure we have more ways to get to Habakiri, which is our main starter, I'm playing 2 Lamia. This is something that people in chat suggested. If it's summoned, you can add a level 8 reptile from your deck to your hand. And it has another effect that doesn't really matter. But basically, this searches Habakiri, or if you already have Habakiri, you can get either of your other rituals. It's also a level 4 reptile, so if nothing else, we can use it to make rank 4s and stuff. In addition, we're also expanding our deck beyond the 40 card limit by putting in a triple tack and 3 thrust. And that's because we have some other cards that are like soft garnets, cards like Kusanagi and the Night Sword Serpent, that aren't bricks necessarily. Like, they're not garnets if you open them with other stuff, but if they're all you get, then you're kind of screwed. So we're kind of increasing the ratio of starters to bricks to make it less likely that we're opening these one-ofs that we don't want to see. You know, now we've got more chances to draw a 1-card starter, and even if they do hit us with Ash Blossom, like, triple tack can then draw us 2 cards, maybe get us to another starter, or thrust can be used to get either the talents or pre-preparation of rites that then gets all our plays going. So I think this will be a little bit better, and it's different enough from the previous versions, especially with all the new tech cards, that I'm willing to call this Pure Mitsurugi Mark II. So let's take this back on the ladder and see what it does. Alright, well, we got a brick, and we got 2 going second cards, and if they ash this, we're kind of doomed. But they don't appear to be ashing this. Hello, I am the ritual. Activate the ritual. Chain link 1 purple, grab back the ritual, chain link 2 Snaky Boy, summon the Snaky Boy. Ritual come back, activate ritual, tribute the Habakiri on field. Habakiri effect, we get a Searchy Do. Special summon Habakiri. Prayers. Tribute this. We're going to add this from our deck to our hand. And we're going to special summon this in defense mode. Then this dude activates the mirror. But he came back. Then we can overlay 2 level 4s. How gallant is this granite? Give me a rock. Normal summon. Yeah, we're just gonna get another Habakiri. Then we make IP. Then we mirror, make this using card in hand. Set. And if we had a rank 8, this is where we could make it. Alright. And Super Poly. Discard Skill Drain. Well, they didn't get the whole field. They don't play Tripathyvern, chat. We'll just discard that in case they want to do any more special summoning. Yeah, let's do that while we can. Yeah, that's fine. Can't be activated this turn. Yeah, we just do this. That's the purification. But it came back, and the mirror left too. So the mirror goes back. This grabs us prayers. But it came back. Yeah, we're going to use IP. And we're going to make Dynamondo. They have to do that. They get a Sangan. Activate that, okay. They will add a Tenpai, the Chandra. Chandra Search. And then we Dynamondo. Tribute this card. Special summon a Mitsurugi from the graveyard. Or any ritual, but I mean all our rituals are Mitsurugi. Special summon? Why yes, I think I will. Blow up the field? Don't mind if I do. You negate? I think even if they build something, they can't do anything, right? Like it just gets blown up. Draw one card? No. No, you're not allowed. But it refused. We're not even doing terribly, it just feels like every time... Oh, there's one for the brick counter. Oh wait, this isn't actually a brick. It's like one of the worst hands imaginable, but it's not a brick. We could use Murakumo with Murakumo. And then that triggers this. Yeah, we're gonna normal summon. And that gets us Habakiri. We even get to make Ip. And then set 3, pass. Kicking some ass. We got a hand and it's really quite powerful. They've got the burger sleeves. Could they be playing burger? Searching for Lacrima. Oh, they started with that. Gotcha. Go Futsu. Get me the Tool Su. Summon this guy. Get me a prayer. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, Mitsurugi prayers. Tribute a snake and do something scary. Whoa, Mitsurugi prayers. Mitsurugi prayers. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna get our Kaiju for next turn. Ooh, I see. And then they tribute that. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Wait, I thought this was... Yeah, we're gonna do this. Purification that, because it is a spell trap. We're going to search, grab ourselves this, and we are going to go ahead and summon, because now it's not a monster that was summoned out of the extra deck. I think? Either way, it gets rid of this. Yeah, it was summoned out of the graveyard. I guess I could make Appaloosa. One less Appaloosa for the road, chat. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, we need to not make Appaloosa because that's, you know, that's illegal already. I was gonna save it and make Underworld Goddess, but now that I think about it, use this as 2 materials? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last Appaloosa. One more 07 in the chat for Appaloosa. Rest in pits. You won't be missed. Yeah, so we negate. Oh yeah, it's set on the field, so we can do this and still Nibiru if need be. Now you're stuck, banished. You don't want to be there, I don't think. I mean, to be fair to my opponent, I had pretty much the best setup possible, and they're still making it difficult for me. Futsu going forever. Negate, and then this summons the Habakiri, and then they get lowered, so it's more difficult for them to get over the Appaloosa. Oh, I haven't used this yet. Ding! They beat over the Appo. Main phase 2, what you gonna do? Main phase 2, what you gonna do? Spa. You can't fire me! I'm coming back! Hello there. 92 minus 8. This isn't gay. Well, oh, that is enough. Okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought there wasn't enough. That's how you know it's late. I ain't good at counting no more. Yeah, that was a good example. You know, I've been getting people come in and they see the score and they're like, is Mitsurugi that bad? Like, no, Mitsurugi's not bad. We did a shit ton of stuff that time. But you can see how even something like Fiendsmith Orcust can really give us a run for our money. We had like the perfect opening hand, built the best board we could, and it was still having to sit there. And honestly, with Appaloosa banned, they might have won that one, or at least come back. All right, one more win and we rank up. This is like the 5th time we've tried to get into Diamond 3. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just expected more. I mean, last time we played Gem Knights, and Gem Knights is a really, really good deck, but it's also a deck that, you know, most people don't consider it like the best of the best. It's almost like Rogue because it doesn't get played as much. So I just assumed that this deck would be able to stomp over everything. And no, it has been a knockdown, drag-out fight. Okay, meows. Which signals to me that this is probably Gem Knight or Tenpai. Yeah, I think we do. And you know what? Let's take a peek at their hand real quick. Let's see what else they got. Let's just take a little peek, shall we? What you got there, buddy? Chimera with branded? I think branded opening does more for them. We'll put that back. Okay, but now we know we can play as much as we want. As long as we don't summon from the graveyard exactly, we're like fine. So we'll just do the full combo and we'll come back. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you saw before how once you get Futsu on, being able to revive everything gives you a lot more disruptions than you might expect. Albion the Shrouded. We know they have the fusion deployment. I think we want to save the purification for that. We will make them discard a card now. Oh, they can just discard the Albion and not have to worry about anything. That was a misplay. Yeah. Yeah, we want to stop the fusion deployment. Yeah, we tribute off the Murakumo. We get the search, but we don't summon it. Let's get the prayers for next turn. No. We keep it in the graveyard, so if they have anything that special summons, Futsu just, like, goes wild. Oh, we know their other card isn't a monster. Okay, so finally! And you know, that's the thing, right? When you go against another deck of equal power level, it's like, geez, this deck is surprisingly fair. And if you go against something that's like 6 months old or half a year out or whatever, then suddenly you feel like you've got the overpowering deck and there's nothing they can do. Somehow every 6 months, the power creep just manages to ratchet up. And every 6 months, I keep thinking like, okay, it's gonna slow down. Because usually in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh, we've had jumps in power creep, but usually once you jump up, then it kind of evens out. And it feels like ever since the time of like Sprite and Tearlament, every jump has been a huge leap, like every 6 months. It's crazy. I didn't think there could be anything that much more powerful than Tearlament. I thought everything was catching up. And then it's like, well, here's Kashtira. Well, here's Snake Eyes. Well, here's Maliss. And welcome back to stream number 3 of the Mitsurugi ladder climb. A weekend has passed since you've seen me last, and while I tried to play a few duels over the weekend, things weren't turning out in my favor. It was pretty unfortunate. So I didn't make any progress there, but I wasn't idle. I spent a lot of that time looking up different deck lists, different builds, other strategies, just practicing the deck in general, and seeing if I could find anything interesting and new to show you. And unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot. The thing about Mitsurugi is that it seems like it has a whole bunch of synergies. You know, it works with anything that tributes, it works with rituals, it works with reptile monsters, so it feels like it should slot in with a whole lot of other things. The problem is, in most of the decks I saw, Mitsurugi is just an engine that you play in something else. Like, Orcust Mitsurugi is mostly an Orcust deck. They're playing a majority of Orcust cards, most of their combos end on Orcust stuff, and then just, if you make your way to a Habakiri, you can throw on the Mitsurugi boss monster in addition to whatever else you're doing. And that really doesn't feel like the spirit of this. Now, there were a few decks that didn't do that had their own unique things, and the problem with that is that they basically devolved into combo slot, like the Alien Mitsurugi, the Ogdoadic Mitsurugi deck, the, what was the other one? Ragnarika Mitsurugi. All of those are basically just big combo decks where you play 60 cards and you have like 5 to 10 garnets. And if you go first and you do the combo without messing up and you don't get hit by Ash Blossom and they don't max see you, then you can build an unstoppable board with like 8 negates where it's just impossible for your opponent to play. Or in the case of aliens, you end on a floodgate where your opponent just can't really do anything. And it feels like that's not a very fun playstyle for this type of video. Unfortunately, everyone is main decking cards specifically to oppose Mitsurugi, so playing it pure, not really going to work out. So I had 2 options today, which I presented to chat. I'm doing this live if you somehow didn't notice the chat up there. And I asked them, which would you rather see? Option number 1 was Mitsusmith. It's Mitsurugi with Fiendsmith added in. It's essentially like the DPE engine or the adventure engine of old. You activate it, and if they have hand traps, they kinda have to use it on the Fiendsmith cards. And then if they do, that leaves you free to do your Mitsurugi cards. This is very powerful, undoubtedly better than the pure Mitsu variant, but it's also something we've seen a lot. A lot of decks that I've played this year have all used this same exact tactic, and I feel like people are kind of getting bored of it. We'll probably have to resort to this eventually, no matter what happens, but I want to try to forestall it for now. Instead, we're going to do something that I came up with. I haven't seen anyone else playing a list like this, and it has some actual synergies. This is Mega Mitsu, which is Mitsurugi with a Megalith engine. And basically this works around Megalith Unformed. This is a quick play that lets you ritual summon a Megalith from your deck by tributing twice the amount of levels from your hand or field. And what this does is gives us another engine that we can go into. You know, Megalith's not great, but if the Mitsurugi gets disrupted, we can end on this, and vice versa. But more importantly, because it tributes as a quick effect, it lets us dodge out of a whole lot of stuff. If we normal summon one of these Mitsurugis and they hit it with Imperm, then we can dodge out of it, get into Fool, start doing stuff from there. If one of our other cards gets disrupted or we have to use something and it gets like ashed, we can't tribute off, we need to tribute one of our level 8s, we can use Unformed, tribute that, get into Ophiel, Ophiel searches Fool, and we can go from there. So it just gives us another engine that actually has a little bit of synergy because it's rituals that tribute and we can do it at quick effect speed. Now that being said, this is probably not better than the pure Mitsurugi deck. It's definitely not better than the Fiendsmith Mitsurugi, But again, left it to chat. I said, would you rather have me try something experimental and jank, see how it works, maybe have a little fun? Or would you like me to go hard? And they said, we want to see the Mega Mitsu at work. So we're going to try this out. We're going to bring it on the ladder and see how it does, especially in this new format. You know, everything's kind of shaken up at the moment because on top of all the stuff, all the experimentation and research I've been doing, we also had a big ban list take effect. Specifically, there's one big card that is no longer in the format, and I can't remember how to spell its name. I need to turn on the forbidden cards if I want to see. There we go. Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, is finally banned. Rest in piss. And I wanted to take this moment right here to dismantle it in front of everyone, so we can all enjoy the catharsis of seeing it banished to the Shadow Realm. Rest in dust, you bear bitch. The point is, Appaloosa's gone. In addition to that, Called by the Grave is at 1. Droll and Lockbird is at 2. Ryzeal took a hit. We've got a new pack, which contains the utopic stuff, the Onomat stuff, which is good at making rank 4s, which is probably going to make the Mitsurugi deck stronger, even though it got hits. Eclipse Twins is now in the format, which is another like rank 4 that's going to make the Ryzeal deck much stronger. And then we also got the new Lunalight stuff, which is a rogue deck that's been running through the TCG, which we may have to worry about because we've got a 3800 towers that can Raigeki at quick effect speed. Just very, very strong. Fortunately, not only do we have a built-in kaiju in the archetype that can deal with this, but also the Megaliths kind of help because Phaleg can boost us to ridiculously high attack and help us actually run over this by battle, assuming we can dodge the Raigeki. And Sky Striker's here too. I'm not sure if they're going to be good. But yeah, lots of unknown factors that are going to be weighing in on this episode. Who knows how it'll turn out? But there's only one way to find out for sure. So let's take the Mega Mitsu onto the ladder and see if we can get it done. Lose and I'll lose a rank. I haven't even dueled today. This is the first duel of the day. I told you over the weekend I played exactly 2 duels. And I lost both the coin tosses. The first one was against a big tier pile that just made so much disruption I couldn't do anything. And the second one, I drew a full house. This hand is not looking good. Okay, but they're in almost as... Oh. I thought they were in as bad a position. They are not. Oh, the turn changed. I thought they were still going. Okay. Let's try it. No, we had Habakiri. Okay, so we get Habakiri. So we get the Droll. It's unfortunate, this locks us into reptiles too. I wanted to show the Megalith, and now we're like, okay, so this Megalith's a brick here, and we're now locked out of even trying to activate it. But this is a very oddly specific hand. Ash Blossom! That is unfortunate. Okay, so I think I can crash this, right? And then they don't have a Mitsu, they don't have an Unchained on the field. Okay, they pop it now. And again, we're gonna try to just crash into this. Just get the cards off their field. Now they do get to summon something back. Oh, and they get to set. Okay, I should not. Well, they could have activated that anyway with this. We're just gonna have to play the 50-50 shuffle, chat. Okay. 1, 2. If they don't hit the super poly, we might survive. End phase. They did not hit the super poly. We just might have what it takes to be a rock and roll band. This can also, I think, special summon back the Wosu for all the good it does us. Alright, let's see. They can bring back anything, plus they have this. Yep, they're doing Fiendsmith things. Let me look again. So I basically have to wait until they have exactly 2 light fiends or 2 dark fiends. We discard that. We make Garua. Of course, then they can bring back the Soul of Rage. And then they can link with us. They pop. They get another thing. What can you revive with the trap? Yeah. So if worst comes to worst, I can chump block. Okay, Yama number 2. Add an Unchained. Add a Mutiny in the Sky. So we might be dead. I don't suppose there's anything that stops them from attacking? No? Alright, well, we start off the first duel of the day by ranking down into Diamond 4. And they're making a second wave high, you know, just insult to injury. Why not? I think we play around Ash more than Droll. So we're going to start with this. See if they've got something for this. They've got Max C. Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because this is a hand where we could do like full Megalith combo plus full Mitsurugi combo. But here, we just can't. Not without giving them so many cards it wouldn't do anything. So I think we just give them 1 and hope. Using this. Hello, Giant Snakeman. Yeah, and then we hope the Maxi of our own does it. Yeah, I've said it before, it's like, this is a ritual deck. We cannot summon our monsters without special summoning. Yep, we just got a Purification here. They could Red Reboot, but that wouldn't really help them much. And then we Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. But if they have a Bestial or DD Crow or Called by the Grave, we're kind of doomed. Maxi. We discard our own Maxi, so if they have like a Called by to use here, it negates both of them. Granted, Called by is at 1 now. Yeah, we might as well just make them discard for this. Chaos Hunter. What do you think? Maliss is still a thing? Okay, so there's probably a Blue Eyes deck because they aren't searching. They don't have another Drill Beam. I feel like a pure Primite deck would play. Okay. Well, there's that. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, you know what? Let's hit them with something they probably don't expect. Activate Megalith Phaleg. We will summon Ophiel by tributing Makoto. Hello, Ophiel. We will Chain Link 1 Ophiel. Chain Link 2 Makoto. But what if I did not? We will summon back this. And then we will tribute our Murakumo. Let's go ahead and grab Saji. Go ahead and grab Haggith. And then because this was tributed, it comes back. Droll. Yeah, Droll does stop us. I wasn't expecting them to have both Drolls. We activate. We summon this by using you and you. We know one card in hand is Blue Eyes. So unless the other one is like exactly droll, I think we're fine. We're gonna play slow control style. Snake. Grab a nib and then swing. We're under droll, so we can't grab anything. I'm basically deciding which of these I want to give up. Hit this, hit that. Main phase 2, we Zeus it up. We're pretty good. We have the negate, and then we can use the graveyard effect to bring back this. We already know you're not playing 2 drill beams. And yeah, we just use this. Negate and destroy, and then they can't get on the link or anything like that. On the bright side, they can't maxi us a 3rd time. We just want prayers at this point. Oh, Typhon. Yep, Typhon does stop the Zeus, and it stops the Murakumo, because I've got over 30. Interesting, they hit the Ophiel. Oh, I guess they can't run over everything else. Why didn't they bounce back the Zeus? Yeah, this is just game, right? Am I missing something? Oh, they summoned off of Lordly Load, so they can't activate monster effects. Yep, there we go. All right. Well, at least we got one win today. Oh, snap. I don't want to worry everyone, but we're dealing with advanced anarchy. This isn't just the Joker, chat. This is Big Joker. Dun 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 dun. All right. We got Habakiri. We're keying our Hobbs. Maxi. We've seen it every game today. Fortunately, this time, we got the cult buy. Saji says hello. Saji instantly dies. Many such cases. Give me the ritual, please. The Mitsurugi ritual. We're gonna send you and you. So this grabs us a monster. This grabs us back the ritual. Which ritual? This ritual. And then we're gonna get Futsu. We're gonna summon the big pile of snakes. Hello there. It is me, a big pile of snakes. And then we're gonna use this to get. I think we start by getting Purification, just in case something happens. Oh wait, we were supposed to get Mirror. It's fine, you know what? We're perfectly fine, because we have Megalith Unformed. So we can use Megalith Unformed, and we can get Ophiel by attributing 8 stars. So we get this. We can go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and you're like, oh, you can use this twice. The other effect is to gain a bunch of attack, which I mean sometimes works. Yep, let's get Fool. Let's grab Mirror this time. Special summon Murakumo. I mean, yeah, why not? Then we're going to use Ophiel. We're going to use it as the material to summon Fool. We're going to be a little foolish. Fool effect, get back the Ophiel. So then, we can use Fool. We can summon Phaleg using the Futsu in our hand. This will tribute the Futsu, which will get us prayers. Then we can use Mirror to summon back the Futsu. I'm gonna put this right here. And then we're gonna get our 2 level 8s and we're gonna make Galaxy Photon. Lord. Wait, actually, never mind. We've got Futsu. We want to make... We could make Photon Lord. I think IP is probably better. Plus, that gets it in the graveyard. So now we've got the prayers to use during their turn, so we can revive it back instantly. We've got Purification as a negate. And if nothing else, we can use Fool to tribute this to get another level 4 from our deck. The Synergy chat. They're getting Diabell. Yeah, I think we just negate it. Get that off the field and stop them from searching. And then, of course, the Futsu comes back, and we chain block with the mirror. Grab one of these for follow-up. I think it's fine. We'll just see what they take. I can still pay 800 and summon the Murakumo back. Let's go ahead and do that. Ash Blossom. Alright, here's where we go big head mode. We activate this. We're going to summon Bethor by tributing the Wosu in our hand. So Bethor arrives. That gets negated. Does this misses the timing. Wait, no it doesn't. Okay, I was gonna say, what the hell? This gets to destroy cards up to the number of rituals I control. Did I control? Oh no, different names in your graveyard. And yeah, if this is tributed, I can get rid of the Ophiel and just add this back to my hand. Which I will do. Because we don't need the Ophiel anymore. And there's their entire deck. That's how you do it. See? Synergy! Synergistic management solutions! Alright, so things haven't been going well. Mostly because we've lost, I think, 80% of the coin tosses since we started tonight. We've just been going second a lot, which is not too bad because we have going second tools. We have things like Super Poly and Wosu, and we're playing some hand traps. But unfortunately, we've been going up against a lot of the kinds of decks that at the beginning of this stream I said wouldn't be viable. Decks that are only good going first, that like if they don't get hit by Nibiru or Maxi or a Charmy or Droll, can just make an overwhelming board that nothing can beat, but have no chance going second. I don't think those decks are good enough to reach Master, but obviously in low diamond they're very popular. So I think the only way we're going to be able to beat them is if we take out the Super Poly and put in 3 Nibiru, 3 Fuelos, or as many Maxis and Drolls as we can play, and just hope that we open at least one of these like turn-ending, game-ending hand traps that'll stop these big, huge combo slop decks. And then hopefully we still have enough starters, like our ratio of starters to hand traps is still good enough that we can go off on our turn. I'm still sticking with the Megalith version of the deck. So far, those haven't been bricks or anything. Every time we've opened them, they've been kind of useful. I'm thinking maybe I might take out the Hagith, but that's been working really fine so far, and that would just be the one card. So let's try this. This is Mega Mitsu 3.5, jumping back in. Now we've got, like, discount stuff warehouse. Unless they got Droll. If they Droll, we dead. Hello, Droll. Nice to meet you. It's fucking, Tenpai, isn't it? It's, Sky Striker. I'm still probably dead. Yeah, but slower. I mean, they're gonna have like 12 cards, so I'm probably dead regardless. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to go for this. Either way, if they have a negate, they just negate and I'm dead. Okay, hold on. Called by the Grave. Both. So we add this back. And then we special summon this, actually. Use this effect. Get Wosu. Hello, Su. It's Wosu. Yeah, we're gonna activate this. We're gonna get the purple guy. Getting that back doesn't stop it. We're gonna play a control game. And then we're going to do this, which does not trigger Ray, I'm pretty sure. Get tributed. And we're going to grab the trap because a level 5 or higher reptile, which means we can use it with Wosu. Hit for 2,000. We've got a negate. And we can make them say their prayers. We can't use both effects in one turn, so we just use this. We tribute off this, both effects. We will add the other Murakumo to hand because it'll be unnegated next turn. We will special summon... And then this was tributed. So we get to deck thin again. Deck thin, the movie, the game! Unfortunately, I don't think I have a properly summoned Habakiri in the graveyard, so I can't lower their attack. They're going to be able to plus Ultra, but every time they summon something, I get to summon something. Hayate. Thank you. I don't think so, friend. But if this isn't on the field, I'll still get to summon, so I'll at least have somewhat of a defense wall. They shuffle back 6, so they get to bounce both of these. Lemon's Gate. Yeah, we had this back. I don't think I could activate Ritual if I wanted to. I don't have any left in the deck. Well, that worked out better than expected. I thought we were still dead there. Couldn't you go into the thing and get back an engage and then add 2 more cards and then recycle the engage and then add 2 more cards? Well, it worked. And here we are, ladies and non-ladies. Dawn of the 4th stream. 3 streams lay behind us. 3 streams lay ahead. And we are still hard stuck in Diamond 4. You know, when I started this month, I knew that Mitsurugi was going to be a very good deck, possibly even meta. I didn't think this was going to end up being like tier limit format. If you missed the video I did during the height of tier limit format where I tried to play tier and thought like, hey, I'm playing the best deck, this will be good. It turns out that when everyone's playing the same deck or almost the same deck, that it's really difficult to have your deck give you any kind of advantage. It really just comes down to skill and tech cards, and when we're refusing to play some of the more powerful tech cards, it really puts us at a disadvantage. That and like every deck that we're facing that isn't like Mitsurugi is decked out specifically to stop Mitsurugi. We're running into a lot of things that counter us, and it's making this a very difficult climb. So as a result, we have to stop fucking around. I wanted to play a little bit more of the Mitsurugi deck, but I asked the people here on chat, we had another poll, and they said, no, we're halfway. Go ahead and break out the FiendSmitsurugi, which is a much better name for this. And yeah, it's just the pure Mitsu deck. We've removed 1 copy of Murakumo. Maybe we'll put a second one back in. We've removed 1 copy of Aramasa. I'm not good with these Japanese names, my apologies. And in its place, we put in a Fiendsmith package. You know, we've got Lurie, we've got the 2 Fiendsmith, we've got 3 Tract, one Lacrima, and the Trap or whatever. Some stuff in the extra deck that we can actually make it. And then as far as tech cards, I'm just maxing out on 2 Droll, 2 Maxi, 1 each of the good Bestials, and 3 Nibiru. Some people are saying maybe we should switch this out for Ghost Bell. Some people are saying that we should play more like triple tactics, that's really good in this format. I think we'll have to see. So far, we've been running into situations where we really have to stop our opponent from making boards. And these 3 are like the turn enders. If you drop these and they don't have an answer for it, they've just kind of got to end their turn most of the time. And that should help us when we go second. And we've got a small enough deck that hopefully we can open these fairly often. If need be, we can always try to remove the package, get things down a little bit, maybe take out a pre-prep, because as good as it is, opening that and mirror is just a nightmare. But we'll see. This is the 4th iteration of the deck. Hopefully the more meta version that we'll be playing, the most meta version we'll be playing, I should say. Let's jump in and see if this is the key that unlocks Master. Like, the difference between Fiendsmith Mitsurugi and something like Ogdoadic Mitsurugi is that Fiendsmith makes it so that we can get interrupted and still do things, whereas Ogdoadic, if it gets interrupted, doesn't add any new plays. Yeah, might as well. We do the one of... Begun, the hand trap wars have. Anyway, here's Engraver. Now, granted, if they have Droll here... Alright! First hand is Fuelos Maxi Droll. They've got 3 cards, but we've got Maxi Nibiru. Oh, this game! Yep, go ahead. Send something to the graveyard. I'm gonna wait until you activate. Maxi. Now, do you have another Ash or your own called by to stop it? You do. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately they're going for Wave High. And then they can full combo with the Harp in the graveyard and the token. Not searching the counter trap. Are they really confident they can just get OTK from here? Alright, we're not dead. All they've got at this point is Masquerena. Masquerena into something. No Babble either. And we drew the second Nibiru. Unfortunately, oh, they drew another Maxi, I see. Well, what can I say, chat? Over the course of 2 turns, they activated 7 hand traps, including 2 Maxis. And while I activated 5 hand traps, they had more hand traps than we did. So, there's not much we could do here. So, yeah. Begun the hand trap wars. Alright, tiny update to the deck. It turns out when we were making the Fiendsmith portion of this, we completely forgot to include Fiendsmith's Lacrima, which is very important because we did include the Wave High King Caesar, which can only be made by summon Lacrima, get back the Engraver overlay. So I wanted to include this package from the beginning, I just didn't notice that it wasn't already here. I wouldn't even count this as an extra bit, but while we were here, I was also like, oh, we should put a Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord in. Just as like a rank 8 that we can make in case we need to, in case we want extra protection against Nibiru. So, it's essentially the same deck, just slight extra deck changes, one of which we should have had anyway. So this is FiendSmitsurugi 4.1. Okay, how do we do this? I think this is the better one. Activate. Get this. Send Engraver. Then we make this. Activate this. I'm Handsome Jack. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I think we do this. Put that back. Maybe I should have put her back, but she'd be even more useless. Yeah, it's like we could make Lacrima and then do stuff and then get things, and then we would have more stuff. Or we could just make this right here. And then we've got to hope that this plus Nibiru is enough. I mean, this is a pretty good card. Ah, we don't have the 2-for-1. Is this a brick? No, I mean, we built something. It's not great, but it's not a brick. Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate things. I talked about this in a previous episode. I was like, why do people play Ritual at 3? Yeah. We'll negate that. I was like, why do people play Ritual at 3? Because usually you just want to search it. If you open it on its own, it doesn't do anything. But it's so good when you can get to any other Ritual monster. And we have so many cards that are aimed at doing that specifically. That, It's like you gotta play it at 3, even if situations like this occasionally happen. Yeah, so we just activate this as soon as we can, bait those out, and then if they can continue playing, hopefully they play into Nibiru. On pickup. Can you activate 2 of those per turn? No, just Ryzeal. Yep, unless they play really greedy, they're probably gonna, like, not play into Nibiru.
12 seconds later.
Well, this seems like a good time to do this. So they can crash, detach. Oh, I thought they were gonna detach Eclipse Quins and then do something with that. That's a pretty good one! Yep, go ahead. At this point, it's probably better off in the graveyard, if we're being honest. Unless they have an Ash, which, to be fair, they might just have an Ash. Ah. In that case, hello. And there's the Ash, baby! But they used it on the Fiendsmith stuff. Which means pre-prep is free. Give me the mirror. Give me that Habakiri. Let's do this. Tribute that off, and we're just gonna get a prayers. And they surrendered. We managed to bait everything out with Fiendsmith and then activate Mitsurugi stuff, which is exactly what we've been trying to do. Yeah, we start with this. It's Ado's fan. Anyone know who Ado is? Yeah, we grab this. Ado is a Japanese singer. Okay. Good, good, good. Droll? Droll. Let's go ahead. We're going to do this. Tribute a monster. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to grab this one. And then we're going to summon this back. And then we're gonna do the whole not Mitsurugi, the Fiendsmith thing, because we can do this under Droll. That's honestly, I didn't expect this to be such a big deal with the Fiendsmith stuff, but honestly, having something we can do under Droll is such a huge deal. Even if it's just Wave High King Caesar or a Desiree, being able to make that and then drop down the big snake guy that makes him discard a card, like that's honestly enough. And they were just playing, you know what, I don't feel bad about that. So, we know how many people have Droll. This is a 50 card deck, but I don't want to risk it. But if we do this and they have Ash, which Ash is it higher than Droll? Okay, yeah, I think we do this. Maxi. DD Crow. Interesting. Okay, so that does kind of turn off this engine. At least for now. But they didn't Ash or anything, which makes me think they don't have it. But they have Ghost Bell, which you can use against this. I think we use this now. Yeah. Okay, so 60 card deck. They've opened with 2 hand traps. Maybe they have Called By, maybe they drew Ash, maybe they're playing like a Paleo build or something. Oh, Nouvelle! So they get Nugget. That's what I call this little guy. And then we max E, because you're a ritual deck. Like me! Tribute off that. They get their little guy. Just a little guy. He has a very low usage rate. He really is a little guy. And they get the meat recipe. We draw is probably the best draw in the deck. Excavate the top 5, add a Nouvelle. This goes face up. So they can target it and go into their next thing. And what were those? All Nouvelles and a Maxi. Okay, they got Chef. Pendulum Scales are activated. They get the Restaurant. Activate the Restaurant. They get a Recipe. Going for the Counter Trap. Put the Hungry Burger back in the deck. Draw a card. Counter Trap, pass. Didn't play into the Nibiru. They might still have more hand traps. So once again, we're relying on Fiendsmith to get us going. Fortunately, I think we're pretty good. We can give up the Nibiru. Then they get to draw another one. Okay, and what do we draw for turn? Another pre-prep. Okay, so we start with the Tract. They've got Ash Blossom there. Alright, then we try the pre-prep. They've got the counter trap there. Do they have something for the Habakiri? Doesn't look like it. At least not yet. They are playing a strange number of hand traps, including a bunch of unexpected ones like DD Crow. Special summon this card. Ah, I forgot this had interaction. And then Chainlink 1, grab this back. Chainlink 2, search me a monster. So we're gonna grab Futsu. And then we summon the big guy. And we just hopefully wipe their board. I'm not sure what they can do exactly. We have to summon in defense mode, so we don't kill them this turn. But we still get a lot of advantage. Yeah, I think they already ashed. So Chainlink 1, Link 2. Ghost Bell. Or Ghost Mourner. And Moonlit Chill. I mean, yeah. So now they're ritual summoning. Yep, they're getting the McChicken so they can draw one. Yeah. Special summon in defense. Would they discard just another copy of this? Yeah, the unfortunate thing is they have such an advantage engine. If I don't really, like, clear things out this turn, they're gonna go crazy, go nuts. Okay. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna take 3,200, which sucks. But I need the search. Special summon this in defense. Do we just hope they play into Nibiru? And then we can take them for their entire lunch money? Okay. Moon of the Closed Heavens. Into this. Okay, they just gave up. Whew. That was a tricky one. I don't know exactly what the new stuff does, if they drew more hand traps. It felt like they were playing every hand trap known to man and some known only to machines. Yeah, look at all that. Crazy. Alright, so we're not doing too terribly bad, but we're not doing too great either. One problem we're running into, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, is a whole bunch of people trying specifically to counter our deck. And we just ran into another awesome flavor of that with Kawaki Miru Drago. It's a Drago that says while it's on the field, neither player can special summon light or dark monsters. Mitsurugis are all dark, Fiendsmiths are all light. We had a duel where we were able to max see them and drew like 20 cards, but then they plopped this down and we couldn't Nibiru them. We couldn't summon any of our cards. We couldn't do anything. We could normal summon, but we don't have anything over 1900 attack. So in order to stop it, we've added two things to the deck. One, we put Magatama back in here. Being able to have a searchable quick effect pop, I think, will be very useful. And we've also put in Donner Dagger for Hire. This is a link monster, so if we can get any two monsters on the field, we could summon this, and then hopefully pop whatever card they have and be able to continue from there. Because I don't like playing odd numbers, I didn't want 45. We went ahead and added another card in here, just an imperm. That way we're increasing the non-engine, but we're also increasing the hand trap ratio. This also gives us one of, so if we draw the crossout designator, we can use it against imperm. So this only counts as like a fourth of a deck because very few small changes. This is 4.25. Let's try again. This ain't a brick. For a second I was like, ooh, 2 rocks and a droll, that ain't good. Yeah, we'll try this first. Gotta ash this. Ah, the Fuelos. I think I can play around that, kind of. I'm gonna grab this, and we're gonna grab one of these. And then we're going to use this. Is that another Fuelos? Well, now I'm really not gonna play into it. I wasn't planning to anyway. Do they know how Fuelos works? Summon this by attributing this. Behold, many snakes! And then this will get me, whatchamacallit, prayers. Okay. So we get prayers. We activate prayers. We tribute a monster, yeah. They ash. Okay. And then this activates. And we chain block with this, just in case they have like a ghost bell or something. I think we get Saji. We special summon this back. Because Saji isn't much, but it is protection. If they try to... I guess if they Raigeki, we don't have anything. Yeah, and we use this to get Purification. I got something else they can activate. And then we just end. So we hand loop them for 3. That's pretty good. We may only have 1 negate and a droll, but they're in a pretty dire spot. Okay. If you want that to go through, you gotta discard a card. Granted, if one of these is like triple tactics talents, then I just got played for a fool. I see. Yeah, I think we just stop this here. There's a thing to be said like, okay, we let them search, and then we can droll them to make sure that resolves. But then they still have this, and they attack, and we end up having to use it on the Fenrir anyway. And it's better to just get rid of the Fenrir right off the bat. Yeah, I don't know if they confused Mir with Mitsurugi Ritual. Also, I don't know why the victory screen isn't coming up. What if they're hacking, chat? I don't want to be taken by no hacker, man. No, come on! Don't tell me that didn't count. Retry. Okay, there we go. I was almost really worried for a second. Yeah, I was saying, I don't know if they're confused about mirror or what, but it's really weird that, like, I activated a card and they discarded the Fuelos, and then I activated something that didn't summon from the deck or the extra deck, and they're like, go second Fuelos! Like, usually if you have a second one, you want to wait until they commit, and then be like, that one draw you thought you were getting me is actually 2. Also, this is just more... I was gonna say Floodgates Turbo. They're not playing like D-Fissure or whatever. They're just playing like a Ryzeal. A Ryzeal is a Floodgate with 2 super poly. That's the thing. Unfortunately, like, they took out the called by, thinking like, okay, now hand traps will resolve more. And they hit Droll to 2. And now that means, since Droll is another way to stop Max C, and you've lost the called by to stop Max C, it now makes more sense to run 2 Droll, 3 Ash, plus 2 Max C. Just crazy. Absolutely nutty. Win and we gain a rank. Oh snap, okay. We need all the luck we can get, which means it's time to break out the cool guy shades. Nothing can stop me when I've got my cool guy shades. Cool guys don't lose at Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless they brick. Sweats nervously. Okay, so all we have is the Fiendsmith engine, and if it gets stopped, then we're kind of doomed. We drew this and a snake. Alright, they ain't stopping it yet. Do we... Yeah, we send the Lurie. Grab a Lurie, send a Lurie. Wait, we might be able to get into it, actually. Now that I think about it. Assuming they don't stop stuff. Okay, they've hit the Maxi, but fortunately, we have drawn the Royal Ash! And unless they have Gamma, we're in pretty good shape. Oh, okay. But yeah, we can Lurie get the Link 1. The Link 1 gets Lacrima, and then that's a level 4. And then we can normal summon the Snake, overlay them into King of the Feral Imps, and use that to get the Habakiri, and then the entire Mitsurugi engine is back on. Assuming they had no other hand traps, which it seemed like they didn't. So there you go, you know. If you've been wondering, you know, we really jumped from like duel 50 to duel 60 pretty quickly, and if you're wondering what the duels in between were, mostly that, just in one way or another. I mean, I usually stay through the duels to see what happens. You know, I at least see what my draw is. Maybe my opponent bricks and they don't end on that much. But a lot of it's just like, yep, I have the hand trap and they have a way to stop it. And then they build a huge board and I can't do anything. Such is the way of the game at the moment. Either way, we're in Diamond 2. We're finally making some progress. I think that's it for tonight's stream, but I'm going to try to play a little over the weekend and see if I can at least rank us into like Diamond 1, and we can end this getting into Master. Oh, I didn't think this would be so tough. And here we are, dawn of day 5, the penultimate stream. After this, only one more remains. A weekend has passed since you've seen me last, and just like I said, I played several duels over the weekend. And managed to D-rank back down into Diamond 3. I don't know what it is. You know, this month has just been a nightmare. I'm playing one of the strongest decks. I'm playing in a format where Maliss and Ryzeal have been banished to the Shadow Realm. All I have to do is deal with, like, Orcust and other Mitsurugi decks. In theory, this should be a relatively easy time. I should be able to outskill my opponent with my years of Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge. And I've just been doing terribly, and I have no excuse. I don't know what to say other than I feel like I just suck as a duelist. That, and I guess there are a few extenuating circumstances. Yeah, we are changing up the deck a little bit because we've been running into Lunalight and also Pearly for some reason. Both decks that rely on Towers cards that are unbeatable. So we're putting in Wosu. And because I don't like to play an odd number of cards, we're also putting in a second copy of Baldrake, which I realized actually has some cool synergy with Mitsurugi because it tributes a light or dark monster to essentially negate a summon. So if I can get this alongside a Mitsurugi, I can tribute their effects. Plus it's just another like DD Crow. So we're now on this 48 card version that should hopefully do better. I don't know, I'm kind of out of ideas. I have more gems now. I've been playing the Triangle Festival, but I'm not certain what to put in. Maybe I should try a blind second thing, but that feels a little too much like Gem Knights. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. But we're gonna ram our head against the wall with this version. 4.5, see how it does. Maybe along the way we'll think of something. Alright! High stakes duel time! Whoever wins, someone's getting into Diamond 2. And considering our go second win record, probably them. I mean, I guess we'll see. We do have quite a few hand traps. We won the last duel going second, but we were up against heroes. Okay, we got like 3 starters. I can just max E in the draw phase, and if they skip, that's fine. Oh shit, I just noticed! We're up against Konami themselves! While I'm here, Konami, if you could ban max E, I would appreciate it. This card is kind of bullshit. The fact that, like, it resolving might just win me the duel outright is kind of crazy. Okay, they get a token before their turn. They could just end on the token. Maybe that'll be enough defense. Oh, Kagari. Add back the thing. I mean, if they win now, it'll be surprising. I mean, there's a chance they have, like, a maxi of their own. Okay, we're gonna start with a Lacrima. We're just gonna send an Engraver. I just realized that by doing that, I have nothing to do with the Link 1. Let's grab ourselves one of these. Tracked it up. Okay, no droll. Let's go ahead and grab the Lurry. Discard the Lurry. Summon the Lurry. Seemingly no maxi of their own. Yeah, I guess we just do this. Just to get it in the graveyard. And then we make this. Howdy howdy. Yeah, and I think in this case, we make what's his name. Okay, they're negating that. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess we just bait this out, right? Like, we summon this. We equip the thing from the graveyard. Oh, I could fusion here. That wouldn't help me any more than this. Okay, so we send off the Requiem, we try to pop this. They tag out for a Ray and a Rose. And then they get to make a Sky Striker Ixie, or something. They get to make a Sky Striker Link, but they can't use the other back row if they're Sky Striker spells, because they will have a monster in the main monster zone. Yeah, let's go ahead. Activate Magnamut. Let's just get 0 out of the graveyard. Yeah, I forgot this takes specifically Fiends. Ah, Ghost Bell. Alright, let's go ahead and try for this. They tagging out, baby! Yeah, Bell on that and not Prayers is probably pretty good. Let's add Habakari. Let's get this. And I think we just go for the Magatama, because we've already used Prayers, and we have the other two. Alright, let's try this. From my hand. We'll get the Habakari. We'll Chain Link 1 this. Grab back the Ritual. Chain Link 2, I think we're going to grab Wosu. Just in case they end up going into something that I don't expect. So we'll get the Wosu, although I'm realizing we can't actually use that. And then we make the big explosion man by attributing this. And then we Chain Link 1 Explosion, Chain Link 2 Search and Summon, and then while they still have a monster on the board, Chain Link 3 get the Ray out of the graveyard. So they won't be able to float on anything. Yeah, we need to add this if we want to be able to summon it. And then we have 9900 Super Poly. The simulations warned me about this, chat. Goo. Yeah, let's banish it. That way they don't get the draw. Yeah. We summon Futsu using the 8 in our hand. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use this. I don't think we need the Nibiru. So they've survived the, turn. But we're in pretty good shape still. We have another Bestial, which if they summon something, we can tribute off this. That'll trigger it. Or we could pop a card. They do have Engage with 3 cards in the graveyard. We can also do this, and we might as well while we're here. The rarely used Fiendsmith disruption. Linkage. I see. Bro Drew, activate. Summon the Lacrima in defense mode. They have priority. There should still be an option at resolution of an effect before priority passes back to them. Let me remind myself, if your opponent special summons a monster. Okay, so they're activating this, and I'm guessing they're going to chain linkage. The thing is, I'm pretty sure I can chain Magatama to this. Send one other card you control to the graveyard. So if I destroy it, they don't control it. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So I can tribute the Futsu, pop the crossout designator. It's destroyed. They can't send it to the graveyard, so they don't get the summon. Because they have to send in order to do the other stuff. And then we can do this just in case they have another Ghost Bell. And that allows us to grab ourselves a Prayers for next turn, while also summoning this back in defense position. And there we go! A bit of a back and forth, and it relied entirely on maxing in the first turn, but we managed to get victory and make our way back up into Diamond 2. Can we get into Diamond 1? Maybe even Master finally? That would be nice. That would be a good time. I guess only time will tell. So this is one where we want to try to bait out interaction with Engraver first, if possible. We got the spin, spin, spin. We feel the things. We got desire. We got a win, win, win. We do the stuff. We get it higher. Beyblade. Sticks and stones will never break these bonds. Habakiri, Habakiri. You're gonna wish you had that ash here in a second, bucko. They got something else. Ah, Fualos. Yep. And Maxi. Yeah, we can't go into both of these. Yeah, we get prayers. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, chat. We're gonna activate prayers. We're going to tribute this in our hand, and we're just going to add a Mitsurugi from deck to hand. So we're gonna get the Murakumo, and then this effect will go off, allowing us to get the Purification. Then we're gonna set to... I can tribute this and the Magnamut in order to ritual summon this during their turn and then have a negate on board. And we'll play around triple tack by activating this here. We have the Magnamut. I don't think we want to use it on the symbol skeleton. We want to use it on, whatchamacallit? The harp, right? Get that out of the graveyard now. Go ahead and use Magnamut to get a search. Nightmare Phoenix. That's unfortunate, but nothing we can do about it. Ooh, dang. I think we do this now. Behold, Murakumo! Activate this, activate this. Yeah, there we go! That's how you play around the Maxi, kinda. Barely. The Bestials are doing pretty good. Yeah, this loses to Ash, unfortunately. But we gotta do it. Okay, Max C isn't Ash. It is Max C, though. Okay, so we add this from deck to hand. We give them one draw with the Mitsurugi Ritual. So we get the Murakumo here. Chainlink 1 this because we needed to resolve more. Chainlink 2 this. So we grab a Futsu, actually. Yeah, we grab Futsu. We grab Magatama because that has more utility. Then we normal summon this. And we use it to get back the prayers. Then we set prayers and Magatama, and I think we're good. So we've got either a pop, or we could summon the Futsu and just get infinite advantage while we have the two Bestials. And then this can be used to potentially trigger the Murakumo. This is really our only disruption, though. Or I guess, realistically, it might be better to just, like, board wipe and then have a pop on something. Also, Kid, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. If you didn't get one, you gotta type evaded in the chat. Yeah, let's make them discard before they draw. Just get this out of the way. There's a chance they discard one and then they don't have one to banish. If they're light on dark monsters. Seems unlikely, but there's a chance. Okay, they're just sending Droll. Which means they probably didn't have a good... Oh, it's Maliss. Okay. These are significantly less useful now. Whoa! I don't know why they did. I guess if they activate the traps, I negate the traps, but you still get to banish me because you're no longer on the field. Good thing they didn't understand how the game worked, otherwise I would have been in a tricky pickle. That was a long one. Jeez. I feel bad for the editor on that one. You know, I might just have them, like, fast forward through it. If you want to see the full thing, come on down to Raw Hardleg. That's where the VODs get archived. You can watch the full entire stream from start to finish with everything cut out and see that 40-minute duel if you want to. I forgot that was a ranked game. It was like 40 minutes long or something. That was crazy. All right. One more win until we get to Master. This is our second time knocking at the door to Master. We also went second then. Not exactly a death knell, but we have a lesser win rate going second for sure. Well this is pretty darn good. This is one of those hands where it's like, yeah, just go ahead. We've already got 3 starters. If they just want to play into it, that's fine. As much as I want to let them play, that's too juicy. It's like a 3-for-1. It's like discard 1, add 2. So by hitting that, they're down a card in hand and they don't get to add 2. The question is, will we pass? Hello, Futsu. Go Sabi. I like the effect. In perm. Ritual? Summon from hand the Futsu using this and the snake. Count real quick. That's summon number 2. And there we go. As easy as that, we finally make our way into Master. Off the back of a Max C and an Ash. Same as everything else. It's funny because I think when I went into it, this is how I thought most duels would go, you know? I was like, this has so many one-card starters, it has so many things where they're going to try to Ash or in perm, and then they're going to pass and we're not going to be able to do anything. And instead, this month has been an absolute slog. But at least we made it into Master, and we have one more stream to see if we can fight our way up to the top of Master. So, you know, there's that to look forward to. Now I can die happy. And welcome, Mitsurugis and Misses, to the last Mitsurugi stream. We're here at the dawn of day 6, and we're in Master 5, so we at least made it to the final tier, and it's just going to be a matter of how far up that tier we can make it in 4 hours. And to be honest, we're probably not going to make it to Master 1, and I'm not sure if I should really try all that hard, because if we're being completely honest, I don't really like this deck all that much. I recently did a retrospective looking back at a lot of the old ladder climbs, and it's almost comical how often my final conclusions are that, well, the deck didn't do very good, but I do like playing it. It's really fun. I thought it was something that I would just say about almost every deck, and this is one of the few examples where it's like, no, they seemed neat at first, but the more I played Mitsurugi, the less I found myself enjoying him. I don't know what it is. Something about the sequencing of events. Like, it's a complicated deck. It has a high ceiling. But unlike Tearlament or even Snake Eyes, I'm just not finding myself enjoying the, like, back and forth, even when we have, like, a good mirror match. So, as a result, I've decided to try something a little different for this final stream. We're not going to go completely off the rails with something goofy. I was thinking about this. I did make an Ursardic Mitsurugi deck, which there is some synergy. It is silly, but it's just terrible. Like, I can't even beat the solo mode with it. The Megalith Mitsu was better than this. But instead, we're going to try to do something that I've been talking about a lot in this episode, which is these decks that seem to succeed despite the fact that they're playing a whole bunch of cards that are only good going first. So I present you with Solemn FiendSmitsurugi, where basically we've just taken out a couple of the hand traps, a couple of the Fiendsmith extenders, and we've replaced them with just a whole bunch of Solemn Johnson. We're just playing 2 Solemn Judgment, 3 Solemn Strike. Now, if we go second and we draw these, they're pretty much useless. If our opponent builds a big board, this is not going to stop it. But if we go first, and especially if we get hit by like Max C or Drollin Lockbird, being able to set a Solemn Judgment can be such a huge swing in this format because it just allows you to stop anything at spell speed 3 where they can't really react to it unless they have exactly red reboot. So no idea if this will work. I guess it depends on how often we draw them, how often we go first, but I figured it's worth trying just to see if this experiment has any fruit. Because that's one of the other things. I'm not sure if I've talked about it much this episode. I've talked about it in a million other episodes. But a big problem with this deck is Max C specifically. There's so many things that you can mix with Mitsurugi, like the Ursartics, like the Ogdoadics, and the problem with almost all of those is that they all just special summon a bunch. So they'd offer you no off-ramp if you get hit by Max C. What you really need in this deck is something where if you get hit by Max C, you can normal summon, or set something, or activate a spell, and then get something that'll help you disrupt your opponent. And I couldn't think of anything. We tried brainstorming a whole bunch of stuff, me and chat, and just couldn't really think of any archetype that really fit the bill. The best thing I could think of was just to play a whole bunch of traps. So if we get Max Seed, we just set Solemn Judgment, maybe set something like a Mitsurugi Magatama, and maybe that'll help us. So we'll see if that works, you know? Only time will tell. This is deck version 5, jumping back onto the ladder. My computer seems to be slowing down. Unfortunate. Okay, so we're going second, and we've drawn one of the Solemns. And we're up against Sky Striker, where the Solemn Strike, I guess it could be useful. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try this here. Banish Rose. Because this effect is tribute this, summon a Ray and a Rose from your deck or graveyard, and then destroy one. So if they don't have a Rose, unless they play another one in the deck, it's entirely possible they can't do anything. Weird, they kept a Widow Anchor. You'd think they'd set all of it. So I guess we start with this. They play another Rose! Just in case. Yeah, let's just get this. Yeah, and I think we get prayers here. I was trying to think, we could get Mirror, but unfortunately if we get Mirror and they chain the Widow Anchor to steal this... Oh, they can't steal currently. They can't activate any of their stuff. Alright. I guess that was a good play to make then. Although now we can't search with this. Blow it all up. And then Ray came back. Sure. Ooh, they're just letting it be negated. $25. $32. They're close, but no cigar. Yeah, we know they have the Widow Anchor now, so if we... Yeah, I think we just have to do this. We, like, use this on the Widow Anchor, we tribute, we get something back, and then we have Solemn Strike. And we gotta hope that's enough. Hello, Zeke. And now they're not online. Okay, they're getting a Rose back. Sure. Two of them things. Azalea. I think we do this now. Solemn Strike. That denies them the pop, and because it was never on the field, they don't get the Ray back. Yeah, we'll just do this here. Oh, but they can linkage. Okay. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. And then I think we summon in defense, so if they do steal it with Widow Anchor, they can't, like, attack us with it. Like, it's pretty much dead regardless, right? So there's really no flaw in just summoning it in defense and hoping. Yeah, we haven't used Habakiri yet this duel, so we'll just get a Habakiri for next turn. Oh, they didn't have it. So they didn't have Widow Anchor the whole time. Although, yeah, they just used the one from their hand. That's so weird. Why wouldn't you set it? Granted, if we went to the, whatchamacallit. If we went into the... Also, I don't know why they discarded for that. If we went into the Fiendsmith combo, they still would have stopped it. We would have been drawn nothing. Is this an OTK? Oh, they didn't use the other effect. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, so that's 3,000. And then they can summon Kagari. Kagari get back linkage, and that's probably game. No, they went for Hayate instead. Linkage can't be used. Oh yeah, because they have monsters in the main monster zone. Okay, so they put Lemon's Gate. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Feeling like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. I'm forgetting about their restrictions. To be fair, I don't play the deck. I'm seeing them do stuff and I'm like, I'm sure they must be doing this for a reason. And it turns out they're just playing a weird, bad version of the deck. Hey, what's the top deck? Okay, so I gotta do this first. I hate Maxi! Tribute. They only have 2,300. Surely we can kill them. Yeah, we get this one. Oh, we just go in hard. We use Mirror. We summon back this by tributing this. So this is 2 summons. Yeah, we'll chain link 1 this, because they might draw Ash, but I don't think they have much chance of drawing something that stops this. Yeah, this. Please discard. Foolos. Okay. I don't think they meant to do that. Another Lemon's Gate. Oh no, that's another linkage. Yeah. Normal summon. See what they go into. I still have more attack than you? Yeah, there we go. It changes effect. So much stuff is happening. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of different things. Alright. I'm liking this. And we open with a Solemn Strike. You see, chat? Opening the Solemn Strike helped. It helped us when they max seed. We're good. We're fine. Alright, this is our second time knocking at Master 4. The first time, we went first, and we got hit with a bunch of hand traps, and then it was Dragonmaid, which is not good, but when they hand trap all of our cards, and we don't have another starter, and they have Xiao, then it's like, well, they just have a negate for the one thing we want to do. This hand is much better. You know, we got this, so we could stop just about anything. Plus, we got starters for both halves of our deck. Okay. Oh, this stops me from using the impermanence. That sucks. They countered the cross out. Did they know? So we'll go ahead and do Fiendsmith for as long as we can. Get the Nibiru proof. You've seen this combo before in many different episodes. This is like probably the strongest field that this deck can produce. Especially backed up with Maxi and Nibiru. Like, just unfair. Especially since we have cross out. Oh, wait, no. I was like, okay, if they use Called By or they used Ash, we can cross out Designator it. But they countered it with the one thing we can't cross out Designator. They're being a little foolish. Fighting evil by Lunalight. Living stuff by daylight. I don't wanna have a real fight. I just want them to surrender. No. Last card, heavy poly. Yep. I'm not playing around. I don't care what that last card is, you ain't doing anything. You will be clicking the yellow. And with that, we go up into Master 4. I mean, touche to them for sticking it out, but yeah, I got like the best possible hand my deck can produce. I just had like every single thing we could possibly do. And they are really afraid of, or I guess Orcust and Maliss both being the top 2 decks. Makes sense why you would play this and 3 Lancia. Maybe that's something I'll see in my future, chat. Lose and I'll lose a rank. Yeah, I haven't won a coin toss since I've been up in Master 3, I don't think, or Master 4. Story of this game, because for whatever reason they only give you 3 shots. So you go up a rank and then you lose the coin toss 3 times. Don't open hand traps in any of the games, and then we just, yep. So I guess we take the Solemn Strikes out. I don't know how other people, again, you know, the thing is, we just lost against a bunch of decks that do nothing going second. Like decks that have no going second plan, that are playing very minimal hand traps, that are just these feast or famine go first decks. And yet when I try just the slightest bit to do the same thing, I get immediately knocked back down. I don't understand it. I just gotta be lucky, I suppose. Yep. But again, you know, I tried to do something different, put in go first cards like every other, like, not every other deck, but like I said, we've been facing a lot of decks that do that. And it just seems like, you know, we get up into Master 4, we lose the coin toss 3 times, we're back into Master 5. How do these other decks stay into Master 4 playing all those? I don't know. Must be luckier, I guess. Alrighty, so as that just showed, the Solemn version not really working. So we're gonna go back to FiendSmitsurugi, but I am making a couple little changes. Most notably, we're taking out the Fiendsmith trap, and we're removing Tracked down to just 2 copies. That'll make it less likely that we open multiple Fiendsmith things, which seems to be happening from time to time. I think this should be more consistent. This is probably the best version of the deck that I can make without going into Ryzeal or Orcust. So probably what we're going to finish out on. I had asked chat if they wanted me to try Megalith again, you know, just to do something goofy to end it out on. But they're really curious to see how far I can get, if my bad luck will hold out, or if I'll be able to win more coin tosses or get more hand traps and actually rank my way up. So this is 5.1, jumping back in. Solemn Strike makes me feel alive. I strike fear in my opponent's eyes. Let's try one of these. I don't got anything to tribute. Let's go for one of these, eh? That's why I did that to play around fucking Droll, and then I just did this. Okay. That worked. So we hit the Vela. Then we do a pre-prep. Then we do the Mitsurugi shuffle. You've all seen it before. Alright, your move, Visor. Visor 3, like Animorphs. We got an Animorph up in here. No Fiendsmith combo. That would have been smart. Ray! Hooray! Yeah, I know she's Ray. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this now. We're going to do both effects. We're going to add the Wosu, because we know how much good that can do against Sky Striker. Actually going to go for this. We're going to go Chain Link 1. Chain Link 2, Chain Link a 3. Okay, no Shark Cannon, that's good. Let's get a Habakiri, one of these. Special Summon, yes please. Do I have a ritual in the graveyard? I don't. Okay. Spa! So this forces them to activate this into the Futsu. In which case, we just do one of these. Puts that back into the graveyard. I lose the Futsu here, but I regain everything else. Outplayed! Chain Link 7! So you get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. The end. Funny joke. I should put on the glasses, but we've already been here before, and I'm not feeling too excited about this. This would be, if we were going first, I would consider this a brick. We bricked again, but it depends what we got. Ah, I see. We give them this one, because they have to have another tribute in hand to do something. Okay. What are the chances they have another Monarch? They're going to have one in their graveyard soon, so we're going to do this now and bet that they don't already have one and they can't activate this. It's that easy, baby! It's that easy! Okay, we're back up into Master 4. Hopefully we can make a little bit more progress here. We got about 20 minutes. Alright. Do you have the maxi? Is maxi what you have? Do you have the maxi? Is maxi what you grab with your hands? Oh, with your hands. And the maxi. What you wanna do, you wanna get it and you fool with the maxi. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So after last time, where we drolled after they did a thing and then we lost, I'm considering not, like, just saving the droll for next turn and ending on nothing but these two and Imperm. But these two kind of counteract each other. Like, if I don't use the droll now, I'm probably not going to use it next turn. So we might as well just let them do the cycle one and then see if we can do the whole combo. Oh! It's Tearlaments? Yeah, probably. Oh, or full... Interesting. So full-on Gem Knights, it seems like. Yeah, they got Hollow Core. Yeah, at this point, we don't want to give them more than we have to. Let's just try one of these and hope it's enough. Send one Light Fairy from your deck to your graveyard. Okay. Vingolfs. Eva. They're playing Fairy Gem Knights. Another one. One. And then they have Droll. Yep, we'll go ahead and try this. Just deck thin as much as possible. Okay, and then they make Phantom Quartz. But we have the Imperm for that. Impermanence. You can't use Eva on that, or you can't use the Herald on that, can ya? Where's your Herald of Purple Light? Oh, they normal summoned it. Fiendsmith combo. Gotcha. But Baldrake clears here. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty good. Baldrake. Whoa, whoa. Oh, they blinking. Call him Hey Blinkin' over there. Six Semper Tyrannus, Hey Blinkin'. You've blinked your last time. That was win number 69. Yeah, so this isn't too bad, you know. I was playing 3 Herald of Orange Light, but that was in my goofy first attempt deck. I'm not sure if you play 3 in this one, or like up in Master. It feels like a mistake to only play one of these, because it's really good and also it's a fairy. Like, I feel like you'd want that more than Diviner or Crystal, but maybe there's some combo. They're probably doing some cheesy thing to get Christia if they go first. Hard to say, hard to leg. Alright, ladies and non-ladies, we have reached the end of our time, but we're on a win streak, and I'm gonna keep going until we lose. So let's see if we can roll our way into at least Master 3. Make a lot more headway now that we've got up into Master. I wonder what's up with that. Am I just getting better at the deck? Do I want to do this in standby? Yes. One of the things I've been learning is, like, you can play around Droll by doing this in standby, but depending on your hand, it might not matter. Okay, so they're going for the Fuelos. If that's the case... Yeah, we still add one, but we don't want to add the Habakiri because that summons out of the deck. Yeah, we go for Murakumo. Because we already have the ritual. So we can use this. We can ritual summon from our hand. And they've got Maxi too. They get one. Then we're going to do Chain Link 1 this, Chain Link 2 this. Let's go ahead, we're going to grab Futsu here, and we're going to grab the Magatama because that has the most options. We can either pop a card, tribute this, bring it back, or we can ritual summon the Futsu and then have more things. Yeah, and I think we have to end there. That just puts them on 5 cards, so they're down 1 card. We have a Droll of our own, and we have... Hard to say how many disruptions. It depends what they have. Okay, so they're going to do a whole lot of shit. Yeah, so if that's the case, then what we do is we do the Magatama here. And we use the ritual summon effect. So we get this, send off the Murakumo, and now anytime they special summon, we get something back, and we can choose to summon back this. We will use the effect now to search and get a Habakiri for next turn, but we won't summon. Oh, okay. Well, there they go. Yeah, so from there, it was like every time they special summoned, we could get potentially the 2 cards back to search another monster and another spell. We could potentially nuke them when they special summon, and we still had the Droll, which doesn't do much against Orcust, and then the one Baller Drake. Baller Drake probably would have been the game decider if they hadn't just surrendered, because not only can you pull something out of the graveyard, but it tributes to banish a summon. So you could tribute the Futsu, get more stuff off of that, while also negating. So there you go, you know, I've learned there's a lot of, like, nuance and skill ceiling for this deck. It's really neat. I don't know why, like, I should like it a lot more than I do, but for some reason, it just feels more, like, tedious than exciting. But you can let me know how you feel. And with that, ladies and non-ladies, we reach the conclusion of this episode. In the end, I only made it to Master 3, and I think it's pretty clear to see why. Playing the meta isn't as easy as it often seems. Sure, you dominate the lower ranks and the rogue decks, but once you start going against top-tier players, you find that everyone you face either has the same deck as you, or a strategy specifically designed to counter yours. At that point, the only factors that determine duels are skill, luck, and tech cards. Our tech cards were purposely limited to avoid the strongest decks. Our luck was mediocre at best, and my skill with Mitsurugi was severely lacking. This is the first deck I've played on this show in a long time that I never really fell into a groove with, where I completely understood all its nuances. Something about all the tributing and sequencing and the, like, chains that appear after chains resolve just didn't really appeal to me, and that's what you need to understand to win a Mitsurugi mirror match. And don't get me wrong, the deck had its fun moments, and I can see why people like it. It just isn't really for me. Which is fine, I love experimenting with Yu-Gi-Oh decks and trying different strategies. Even if I don't end up vibing with them, I still learn a little bit more about the game and a little bit more about myself. Regardless, now that it's both the end of the month and the end of the episode, let's take a moment to look back over our statistics for November 2025. I ended up playing 116 duels with Mitsurugi and made it from Diamond 5 to Master 3. We won 73 of those duels and lost 43, which gives the deck an overall win rate around 62%. I went through 5-ish builds this month before settling on the deck behind me, which contains 8 common cards, 19 super rare cards, and 34 ultra rare cards. I spent just 4,000 gems on this month's deck, which would cost about $63 if you bought them all at the store at the standard price. Finally, all of this would not have been possible without 421 awesome patrons who help support the channel. 21 of those patrons donated $25 or more this month, so I'd like to take a moment to thank them personally. Their names are Chris, Resident RDA Enjoyer, Cat Monarch, Shadow 1317, Dancing Joker, MBT Yugioh, Emperor Lelouch, Davon Crushin, Default Titan 97, Clockswork, Uber Super Sloth, Filthy Cheat, JJ Squirtle, Sanguine Strawberry, Barbarians Are Us, Girgiano XG, Guy Nathaniel the Agron Overlord, Wildcard Jr., It's Katsu, Boo-Hoo Bundy, LK Sun, and Wasted Brawler. If you'd like to join them, there's a Patreon link down in the description. Just $1 gets you on my Discord, $25 gets your name in the credits, and for $10, you can vote on what deck I play next. Speaking of which, next time on Ladder Climb, it's Jankmas, and we'll be looking at a super power archetype that hasn't seen a ton of play lately. If you'd like to see me attempt this live, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/Hardleg Gaming, where I stream all my duels. Otherwise, until next time, good luck and have fun.